Let's be honest, it is a fact that the first impression of you as an Airbnb host is made within seconds of someone landing on your listing page. It's also true that the title is the only element that immediately pops out to them, and it's one of the first things that people see and read about your listing after it pops up on the search tab. It plays a major role in inviting guests to click on your profile, and this might be the exact reason why you suck at getting Airbnb bookings. That's why in this video you learn 10 things you must do in order to absolutely master your Airbnb title. And if you stay until the end of this video, not only will I tell you how to craft the perfect title for your Airbnb listing, but you'll know everything you must avoid to start getting more bookings. Now, without wasting any more time, let's get down to business. First and foremost, people come to Airbnb because they are looking for a place to stay within driving distance or in close proximity to where they need to be. But with so many other apartments and homes for rent, what makes you stand out from the competition, and why should someone choose your listing? This makes it crucial to ensure that your title gives off an air of professionalism and hospitality while inviting potential guests into your home. But how do you create an engaging Airbnb title? Follow these 10 tips to learn how. Number 1. Use at least 4 main words and 3 secondary words in your title. The main and secondary keywords you choose should be relevant to your listing. To keep things simple, stick with 4 main words or phrases that are related to the listing itself and not the location. These can be simple things like bedroom, apartment, or even specific types of rooms like master bedroom, as long as they are descriptive enough to let viewers know exactly what they're getting from the listing itself. On top of these 4 main words or phrases, an ideal Airbnb title will also include 3 secondary ones, ideally synonymous for some of those same terms we just mentioned above, but with more emphasis on creativity than accuracy. You see, this is another way for people browsing through listings above yours to notice your title, so make sure it stands out among all other titles by being memorable and descriptive. Attention to detail helps make for a better experience, right? And if you've seen any of our older videos, you'll know that this is not something you can slack off on. Number 2, use a maximum of 50 characters as Airbnb titles. Your Airbnb title is the most important part of your listing. Again, it's what will be displayed on search results, and it's what potential guests will read before clicking on your listing to see more details. As a result, the first 50 characters are crucial. They're not just an introduction to your listing, they're an invitation to click through and learn more about you and your place. As a rule of thumb, use all of the 50 characters because that's all you have and that's all you'll get. Number 3, use abbreviations. What is the secret to making your Airbnb title stand out in a sea of words? The answer is abbreviations. And well, when I say that, I mean a lot of them. The point is, we want to emphasize that using abbreviations will really help make the listing stand out. One of the best ways to optimize your Airbnb title is to use as many characters as possible by using abbreviations. There are plenty of shorthand options that will save all of that space while conveying all the necessary information. When it comes to Airbnb titles, the more character space you have available, the better. Abbreviations can save you up to 5 characters per word. Make sure you're using them where appropriate so that your title doesn't look cluttered or confusing. Number 4, don't repeat the same word multiple times unless you have to. Instead of this, swap them out for synonyms. If you have to repeat the same word multiple times in your title, it's probably for a good reason. For example, if you're renting out an apartment or house that has 2 floors and you want to make sure people understand that they'll be staying on the 2nd floor or vice versa, then repeating 2nd floor might be appropriate. Otherwise, avoid repetition at all costs. Even if it's not necessary to use synonyms, it will still make your title much more interesting and engaging for potential guests who are scanning through many other options on Airbnb. Number 5, avoid words that are not related to the property you're renting out. Now, sure, you can obviously say vacation rental, but guests don't always know what that means. A vacation home might have a pool or spa available, while a business traveler might only need a desk and reliable internet access. 2 things that may be listed in your listing description but not mentioned in the title. The same goes for phrases like holiday and vacation, which makes it sound like your place is meant for people who want an extended stay or some kind of resort-like experience rather than something more short-term and less lavish. Did you know that having an optimized title will give you a 5x advantage of getting more bookings? Yes, and that's proven. Keep watching because in a minute I'll give you a creative way to set your rental apart from the rest of the competition. But first, hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up so it can be spread to more people. Number 6, don't capitalize all words in your title. One of the most common mistakes people make when optimizing their Airbnb titles is capitalizing every word in their title. While it may be tempting to capitalize every word in your title, it is not recommended. In fact, doing so can actually hurt your listing's performance and result in a lower conversion rate for your Airbnb business. Just like with other platforms, you want to capitalize proper nouns and pronouns that refer back to locations within your listing, like a bedroom, for example. However, you should not capitalize articles, conjunctions, prepositions, or other common words like personal pronouns, which are we, you, or they, unless they are at the beginning of a sentence. Number 7, do not add your neighborhood. Point blank, the neighborhood is not a keyword. It's also not a unique selling point, and it doesn't make your listing stand out from the competition. The neighborhood is simply an unimportant detail that most people don't care about. So why waste space on your title with something so irrelevant? If you're tempted to add the neighborhood, consider this. If someone is searching for apartments near me, what are they looking for? Is it a specific apartment, or are they looking for places that are close by? In most cases, it's going to be the latter. People simply want to know how far away a place is from them. And it's much easier for them to find out where something like my house or in my town is compared with finding out which neighborhood it belongs in. Number 8, avoid generic words. It's a common misconception that generic words such as home, house, and apartment will get you more bookings. But in reality, these words can actually hurt your chances of getting booked. And that's all because of their overuse. The reason for this is that these words are so commonly used in Airbnb titles that they're almost meaningless. They don't tell potential guests anything about what to expect from your space or how it will make them feel once they visit. That means less interest and fewer bookings. You don't want to sound like every other listing out there, so don't use beautiful or spacious or any other super common words that could apply to any listing. Instead, think about how you can describe your space in a way that makes people actually want to click on it. Number 9. Do not use the Airbnb title to identify one of your listings. You cannot use the same title for multiple listings. This includes listing descriptions that contain the same words or phrases. If you have more than one property, you can't share a single story across every listing page in your account. For example, if you own 2 properties in the same city and want to make them both stand out, consider using different keywords in order to optimize each listing's title and description so that they're more likely to appear higher up on search results page. Number 10. Use emojis or symbols for your Airbnb title. There are a couple of ways to use emojis or symbols in your Airbnb title. The first is to simply add them at the end of the name of your listing. Another way to use emojis or symbols in your Airbnb title is by adding them at the beginning of the listing name so that they become a part of it. For example, if someone was renting out a treehouse cabin with 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom, which could potentially be listed as 2-bedroom treehouse cabin with 1 bathroom, then using an emoji at the start would make it tree emoji, treehouse cabin with 1 bathroom tree emoji. See how more appealing that looks to the eye? The bottom line is that the Airbnb title is one of the most important parts of your listing. It's what brings people to your page, and it needs to be optimized for search engines and social media. Even though there are no official rules on how long or short your title should be, these are some best practices that will help you get noticed in search results. Always make sure you're following them when creating your next listing. Better yet, if you want to learn exactly how to get 5-star reviews on practically every Airbnb guest you manage to book, then watch this video next where I'll tell you step by step how this works. I'll see you in the next one.